Most of my friends are killers, some of them blue trap. See you in 15 with good behavior. I don't make it doing rap, I'ma be your neighbor. For now, I'll be that nigga, New York savior. Save your breath to betas and bet your wages powder.
Roland Collins, aka Troy Ave, born November 23rd, 1985. In today's feature, we'll speak about an artist I truly like, contrary to what stunted growth can be perceived to be. I've supported him by purchasing his last project, which I honestly enjoy, just like I enjoy him as an artist, period. In doing these features, I sometimes reach out to the artists I respect beforehand to ask whether it be possible to speak with them first before giving my opinion, and what I do respect about guys like Troy Ave or Wale is that they've been real enough to even respond in some sort of fashion even though their schedules are what they are. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to secure a sit down with Troy Ave at this time, but neither that nor my appreciation for his music will project any bias as I review his career and give 3 opinions to support why I think his growth was stunted and he's not the artist his potential suggested he'd be by now. I'm sure if you're a rap fan, you've heard of Troy Ave in some way or another, and if you go off just his words alone, you'd swear he's been one of the biggest artists at some point in the game. Troy Ave first got his start using his same street hustling mindset to complete 12 mixtapes before his big break beginning in 2009, until he was finally selected to his first major look as a XXL freshman featured next to the likes of Lil Durk, Ty Dolla $ign, and Chance the Rapper. I can still remember a video of him back in the day using a picture of the XXL logo, if I'm not mistaken, that he placed in front of him each time before he recorded music, vowing that he'd one day grace the cover, and to see him finally get his chance showed you the drive and vision he has to achieve his goals. Also, the genius behind recording that, knowing full well it'll make its way to XXL and present a good story they'd have no choice but to run behind. His music itself is based around a street hustler's perspective of having to do things like sell drugs to survive and create your own independence. His sound is that of the past generation cloth, with its 90s, early 2000s vibe and presentation, along with him actually sounding like some version of 50 Cent, but not in a way you feel he's copying, but just one of those occurrences like a Pop Smoke that naturally happens. Maybe he's leaning more into it, but it works, and 50 Cent isn't one to seem to have an issue. Whatever you feel about Troy Ave, just know that what he thinks of himself greatly outweighs that, and he'll be the first to let you know he doesn't care as long as to him he's one of a kind, even if the world has yet to see it. So what stunted Troy Ave's growth? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC, Stunted Growth Music. Let's get it, man. Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Troy Ave is from Crown Heights, Brooklyn, New York, and nicknamed himself after the street on which he grew up. He was inspired to rap after hearing 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Trying album and vowed to become one of the biggest rappers in the game. He released his first mixtape in 2009 called I'm in Traffic. His persona consisted of him pushing the independent, underdog street cat that had no handouts but still made it bigger than your favorite rapper, with Powder being his main vehicle to success. New York City embraced Troy Ave for the most part as the next best thing, and he began to get cosigns from the likes of Raekwon, Prodigy, Pusha T, and even 50 Cent. He released his first studio album in 2013 called New York City the Album under his own BSB Records to critical acclaim and independent success. It solidified his XXL placement as one of the hottest new artists in the game, and things began to take off. His ascendance was quick, and soon he would make himself the unlikable bully with an inflated confidence not rooted in any sort of charisma. Stunt number 1, uncharismatic bullying.
Yeah, Kanye's a widow. I think Mos Def was a widow rap at his time. People in my hood don't listen to the widow rap. It's mad widow rappers.
The first reason I believe Troy Ave is falling short of what he could have been is because of the stance he relentlessly decided to take against anyone in the industry not named Troy Ave. From calling rappers weirdos for the way they dress and carry themselves, to talking down on rappers with friends that has taken their own lives, or even the thought someone would be in a place mentally where they felt they couldn't go on in this world any longer. His first distasteful attempt at bullying was a Hot 97 interview with Peter Rosenberg, where he expressed that any rap that was slightly alternative and not of the same energy of his music was considered weird to him, and the artists behind it were, quote, weirdo rappers. So Black Hippie, Kendrick Lamar, Flatbush Zombies, even Kanye West, he labels as weirdo rappers, relating them somehow to drug addicts in a broad brush sort of way that paints them as extreme if they participate in drug use in any way. Only that's flawed in context and examples, because I've never known Kanye to do drugs or drink. Neither is that the case for Kendrick Lamar. Flatbush Zombies, maybe there's a point, but if they are recreational users allegedly, what's really weird to Troy Ave? I think in his mind, weird is anyone that isn't from the streets or the cool kids with the nice clothes at the back of the class. He'd probably think Elon Musk was a weirdo too, but who would you rather be? Even his examples, whose career would you rather have, Troy Ave or Kendrick Lamar and Kanye West? He then tried to relate his extreme thinking to how he selects beats and makes music, comparing it to Malcolm X. And this is why I say his attempt at being a bully is uncharismatic, because it just doesn't make sense and not even the people in the room believe him. Then there's the feud he had with Joey Badass that began with Joey throwing shots at Troy's album sales and Troy retaliating by dissing his friend that killed himself, Capital Steez. He doubled and tripled down, clowning Joey for even being associated with someone of that mindset, completely showing no compassion for anyone with those kinds of thoughts of depression. It was so distasteful and uncharismatic that even Mano and Styles P spoke out against it, with SP even calling him a creep. Troy has never backed down from those comments, which would have been the charismatic thing to do. These moves, along with others, made Troy Ave an unchampioned bully without even really bullying, just saying things to hurt the other side that really made no sense and hurt how he was viewed as a whole.
And that's what rap is. Rap is a street. Weirdo is not right now with social media and
Stunt number 2, minor without a deal. Another stunt in Troy's growth as an artist is him never really progressing from the potential he had when he graced the XXL cover to 2022. I'm all for independence and being able to move on your own, and in theory, I champion Troy Ave's attitude when it comes to owning his own music and recouping the majority of his sales, but still, the fact is, as a hustler, if I could make more with a label than without them and still be able to own my masters and my freedom at the point the deal ends, all while they put a machine behind my art which displays it to more people, which in turn gives me a chance to live forever through the popularity of my art and to make more money, then that's a no-brainer. To me, Troy Ave rode the I'm independent and make more than you horse too long, when he could have been a bigger artist had he made some of the same moves his contemporaries did. Ones he clowned for doing, guys like Chance the Rapper and Joey Badass, who although are independent, use different distribution avenues to sell more albums. Who cares if you say I used Apple or Empire or whoever and therefore I can't claim independent? Not to watch pockets, but what's Chance the Rapper's net worth and what's Troy Ave's? Would you rather Lil Durk's musical career and position or Troy Ave? Nothing's wrong with being independent and recouping your bread, but nothing's wrong with signing a good deal either and recouping more bread in exchange for a short loan of your musical property, as long as that's all it is. Troy's first album nor second album reached the success expected in sales, and although he claims to have made more money than rappers with deals, holes have been poked in those claims by articles such as Pitchfork that say those are false readings and at the very least not major. Even when you just think of Troy Ave the artist, many would consider him C-list at best. Maybe major on a major was the way to go. Stunt number 3, the Irving Plaza shooting. And last but not least, the May 2016 shooting that happened at Irving Plaza at a T.I. concert that involved Troy Ave and podcaster Taxstone. In short, Taxstone and Troy, who have had long-standing beef, met at this concert, and at some point a disagreement occurs and a scuffle ensues. Without being there or having privied information, this is all I could say. According to reports though, Troy Ave happened to wrestle a gun from Taxstone after being shot in the legs and his friend being shot and killed, and chases Taxstone through the club and shoots at him while still inside, unable to hit his target. This led to his arrest for attempted murder and illegal weapon possession, and Taxstone being arrested for his role, which he's still locked up for. This situation is well documented, and I think it hurt Troy because it took valuable time away from his focus on the music. It was now courtrooms and even taking the stand that led to alliances like 50 Cent dropping support of Ave and almost the entire industry turning on Troy for how he handled the situation, mainly by getting on the stand and testifying against Tax. A no-no in the streets Troy Ave is named after and made all his rap money off of. He then coined the slogan, "Streets is a myth." This confused everyone and made Troy even that more an unlikable guy, and his music sales declined heavily. Yes, he proved he would bust his gun, but it took a lot of momentum away from him, especially how he handled the situation thereafter. All in all, Troy Ave was his own worst enemy. It's one thing to be confident, but another when you don't know how to do it in an effective way that draws people in, not shoo them off when you're in the business of garnering attention. He remains confident in his beliefs and the fact he's already straight financially, so for him, don't shed no tears. But he could have been a lot bigger of an artist, and for these reasons, his growth was stunted. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.